Hello world. Bonsi here, another Facebook Live. My adventure in sharing my heart with you and connecting in the virtual town square. Well, hopefully you can hear me. We had sound issues last week. If anyone wants to message you can hear me, that would be great. So I had an interesting topic come to me for this week. You know, there's so many of us out there talking about how good everything is and how perfect everything is and how we can just manifest what we want and just think positive and everything's going to be okay. And we got sound. Well, thank you, Mullen. What is it when, you know, how can we really embrace failure? How can we accept when things are not going well? How can we align with what is and be present with what is, even if it's not this perfect manifestation of our ideal imagination, fantasy, whatever it is that we're manifesting? So I've been meditating on that this week. I've had a number of projects that have failed in the last couple of years. And, you know, what does that mean? We can make all kinds of things. Does it mean I'm not aligned, I'm not manifesting? Was it meant to happen but meant to not work? Or what of course I learned many things from it. We always learn from everything. That's definitely a key for me. But can I feel my sadness? Can I feel my grief? Can I feel my failure? And let that be okay. We don't have to be happy every single moment. We don't have to be successful every single moment. We don't have to be manifesting, channeling the godly manifestations, whatever, every second of our lives. I mean, one could argue that even these grief and sadness is part of that, but a lot depends on tweaking those definitions. But for me, the greatest superpower, the greatest magnificence of our human existence is not to manifest this things on the outside world. I'm going to manifest money and this trip and this job and this relationship. I'm going to manifest all these things and I'm so powerful. I get a little bit sick when I hear people talking like that. You know, the greatest miracle, the greatest superpower you have is to be present with what is, with the breath, with your sensation. Washing dishes, being present. It's a beautiful meditation and communion. The water on your hands, the soap, something becoming clean. That's the miracle. I can feel my feet on the ground. So I invite myself and yourself to not put so much meaning on whether we're a success or a failure. You know, we're, as they say in some circles, we're meaning-making machines. The mind likes to throw meaning, project onto everything what it means. But it's always a projection. It's always our interpretation. So that was my topic idea for the day. And as always, I'm listening to the emergent, what wants to come through. If you have questions or comments, I actually, because I'm using a third-party app, I don't see who's on. If anyone else wants to just say hello in the text message, I'll see it pop up. And let me know if you have any questions. And also, as usual, I love to slow down. I mean, there's all these great ideas and visions, and it's always slowing down, always coming back to the simple, always coming back to the now. Can we just breathe? Can we just be here? Can we be present? Can we be connected? That's a far greater miracle than an intellectual understanding of something. What is it like to sit in silence? And still be connected? Do you feel your own belly, your heart, your feet on the ground? And some kind of connection with me, maybe even with others watching. Nothing to do, nowhere to get to. It is my observation in our Western cultures in general that a vast majority of us are a bit hyper aroused all the time. A little bit nervous system in fight or flight. A little bit we're in this kind of hyper arousal, hyper response to life because we almost have to be in our culture, right? We're driving down the road and people are cutting us off. We're doing all these things. We're moving very fast pace. People ask things of us. There's advertisements. There's signs. It's like we're constantly having to be vigilant. And the effect of that is this nervous system that's never fully unwinds, never fully relaxes. And that's also because we're out of touch with our physical bodies, because we're mammals, because we're animals. We can relax just like a cat, have a cat nap, so relaxed. But most of us don't actually reach that, even if we're sitting silently or lying down, quote unquote, relaxing. There's a little bit of underlying hum going on in the background, this kind of nervous system that's... And so how do we really connect with our bodies and connect with that mammalian trait, the ability to really rest and let that nervous system unwind? Still being alert and present. You hear something, you can come to. Part of that process is being really okay with absolutely nothing happening. What if there's nothing you have to do today? What if there's nothing to hear from me or anybody else? Again, any questions or comments, I'm happy. I invite collaboration and discussion. You're also welcome to watch and listen. Even I like the things that I say. I think I have a lot of important things to say, and yet sometimes the most precious comments that I get or feedback I get is this, not what I said, but it's how you said it. You know, it's like, oh, I felt something. I was somehow moved. Like there's something being transmitted or expressed or connected. There's something beyond the words. The words can almost be a hook, you know. The words can be like, oh, here's something I'm interested in. Thank you, Annette. Glad that you're feeling connected to something. And that includes in our relationships, you know, like it doesn't matter if it's a work relationship or romantic relationship. It's like you meet someone and you're always like, okay, what do you want? What's going on with you? What's happening with you? It's almost like there's a constant posturing happening. And what happens when we drop the posturing and we just meet heart to heart, soul to soul? We just allow our beingness, this kind of our oneness, our beingness to being together. We don't have to do anything in order to feel oneness. We don't have to prove anything to be loved. We don't have to show anything in order to be worthy. In a way so simple. And yet, how many of us really, really do that and experience that with all the people in our lives, or all the people that we're close to at least. Can we tell the difference between when words are coming out as a defensiveness and when they're coming out as an opening? Can we notice that, and can we even name it? It's like, oh, I hear those words, and how that impacts me, how they occur to me as an invitation to open, or it occurs to me as a contraction. I feel more guarded. It's a deepening of authenticity when we're also expanding awareness to include the context, to include the how something is being shared, not just the what. I feel my heart. I notice I want to be, and part of me wants to be seen and heard. Part of me wants to connect to you. I want you to know that you're loved as you are. It's a little bit like pillow talk, it's like nothing has to be said. We're not trying to get somewhere. I'm just relaxing into this moment. I wouldn't mind lying down, actually. But there's this quality of it's okay if there's silence. It's okay if nothing happens. And then, something arises and I share it. I can easily lose Mullen writes, can easily lose myself in the here and now spaciousness. Yes. Love hanging out in the void. Yeah. At the same time, I can easily fall into too many words, thoughts, and contractions. Right now, I love connecting in silence. Thank you for sharing. Feel my heart more. Yeah. Words can be addicting. It almost feels so taboo, like, all this silence. Who's going to be interested in all this silence? We have to talk and talk fast and be inspiring and be enthusiastic and get people's attention through all these ideas. So it feels a little rebellious to be, okay. What if there's long gaps without any words at all? And yet still open and present, breathing, relaxed, feet on floor, feeling my skin. Aware of the sounds in my environment. Amazing with silence and breathing, yeah. And part of that inquiry for me is, how do I show up authentically? You know, you can see all these kind of famous YouTube heroes, video evangelists, whatever, different gurus, and like, oh, I want to imitate that person or that person, I want to be like that. It's so easy. But what's my way? What's Bansi's way? Which is different than your way. So my way is what I'm doing right now, at least in this moment. Enjoying silences, but also not making it a hard, kind of a hard line against any words whatsoever. Like that's for me, that's almost the other direction. Like you can be too wordy and yappy, we're not in our bodies and present. Yet if we go into this 100% shut down, no words, actually that can be a good meditation and practice for a day or a week, 10 days as it's often done. But for me it's an even higher practice. Can I still feel the silence while I'm speaking? Can I still be present in my body while I'm speaking? Yeah, just to be me. How can I just be me? That's the most advanced practice, just to be yourself, because we find so many ways to not be ourselves that we don't even know it, you know, because we started in childhood, right? We're afraid we're not going to get food, or we're not going to be safe, or parents will leave us if we're not good, if we don't adapt ourselves in a certain way. And then we forget that we did that. And then we're doing that throughout our lives. What is it to just be Bansi? What is it to just be you? There's no other you anywhere. To be unattached to words, or no words. Or if someone's speaking, to hear the sounds, like the sound of a stream, not attaching even meaning to the words. It's what gibberish can be good for. Skumpalakatinka, tun sikatata la umba anda asototin unsayundo unkung ayunda amba andi quantisata antu. Just the sound of the voice. Just want to hug you all. Hey! Well, I have the inclination to keep the Facebook Lives from getting too terribly long, unless I hear otherwise from you. Is there anything you'd like to do here? Feel, experience, share, ask before the end? Introverted, Mom says. Don't want to even talk to people or have people around you, yeah. Long for silent connections, eye gazing, being present, yes, relaxing. Yeah. Beautiful acknowledgement. And what is it? In our culture, we're so, anytime you call, like, hey, do you want to get together? It's always to do something, right? Hey, let's go for a walk. Let's watch a movie. Let's have tea. Let's go to the show. Let's do this thing, right? And it's like, oh, what if, hey, do you want to get together and eye gaze? Or just be in silence together? What a revolutionary invitation that would be. Let's just get together and eye gaze and breathe together. Let's be infinite together, yes. Great. Let's expand into our infinite natures, our infinite nature. And I feel programmed with lots of plugins. It isn't me anymore. I want to delete these and peel off the layers that's been built during the years. Yeah, well, that's an amazing revelation. Just to feel those layers, just to be present to those layers is revolutionary. Awareness is the first and most important step, in my experience. It's like, oh, I have this pattern. I've been doing this for years. And just keep bringing awareness to whatever it is. I love this story of it's the same for any time we're bringing something from the unconscious to the conscious. It's a process. And so there's this story of the guy who walks down the street and falls into a hole. And then the next day he falls into a hole. And he realized, oh, I've just fell into a hole. And then next day he realizes just as he's falling in, oh, I'm falling in that hole again. And then, the next day he sees it like, oh, almost falls in, but doesn't. And then the next day he's like, sees it and stops before. And the next day he walks around it. And the next day, he's like walking down a different street. And so it is with old habits. We kind of see them, and then we slowly become a little bit less trapped in them, a little bit less in the routine of them, and a little bit more in our choice, a little bit more in our conscious, aware choice. And eventually we see it, and we just choose not to go down that, just not to fall in that hole anymore. So it's also nice to be patient and compassionate with ourselves, because we might fall down the hole again, but we just improve a little bit each time. And then there's layers of mask or defenses, pretenses. Oh, this is who I want you to see me as, rather than here's who I really am. And again, that may have been so necessary. Like when we were little kids, it's like maybe we had parents that weren't sensitive as we were, and we had to create some kind of protective mechanism, psycho-emotionally, energetically, to feel safe, to feel secure, to create a little bit of a fort for ourselves so that we can actually be protected, which is an incredibly smart thing for a young child to do. But the young child doesn't remember that it did it. And then that child becomes a teenager and becomes an adult, and then we still have this kind of fort around us, which is made up of masks and pretenses and defensiveness, and okay, I got my strategic, so that I'm safe behind here. But then it also keeps people out that we want in, that we want to share with, because we forgot that we built it, we forgot how we built it, and therefore we don't even know that it's there and how to deconstruct it. So awareness of our patterns is part of that key of, okay, I have that pattern, I can start to have a choice around that. And I can put that up, I can still put that up if I need it, when I need it. But I have choice around it now. That's the big key, is having choice now. And the other thing I'll say is that, if you think of that part that's kind of like protecting you, or these masks as like a sub-personality part of yourself, sometimes it's easy for some people to make this mistake of being angry at it and like trying to force it to go away. Well, it's been there a long time, and it's likely to just become stronger if you try to resist it. And it's actually part of you. So the trick is, how do you really love this part and acknowledge this part for its gift, for its service, for protecting you? And how do you thank it, and how do you honor it? It's like they say in the the trauma world, like the war isn't over. It's like this loyal soldier that's going to protect you at all costs, and it doesn't know that the war is over. So you want to honor that soldier for standing guard all these years, all these decades. And welcome that soldier into your life, and also give it the experience and the knowing that you, as this conscious adult now, have it under control. That you have the reins now. In a way, it's a question. How can we relax together, knowing that the war is over? And how do I share of myself in a way that doesn't say I have the answers, but says that you are a free and sovereign being, and that you, when you listen to your inner voice, when you're still emergent within, that's all you need. That you really don't need more information. At best, perhaps, I'm a reminder of something that you already know about yourself. There's nothing you're missing to be whole right now. Or to be connected. Or to belong. And I'm thinking, should I should I shorten this? Should I stop the video? Is it getting too long? And then I remember, like, there's that old saying about meditation. Well, really, it's good to meditate for 20 minutes a day. Unless you really don't have time for 20 minutes a day, then you should meditate for 1 hour a day. Yeah. Yeah, we have busy lives and important things to do, and when is enough enough? When is there time to just let that go? How do we move forward with clarity and commitment when the results of past efforts failed? Oh, right, yeah, my initial question that I posed. Thank you for reminding me. How to move forward with clarity and commitment when we've done that before and met failure. Well, my answer right now is to come from this place. To be in the now, to be in the emergent. We have the ideas of what we're moving towards, what we're moving into, what we're wanting to create. Can we acknowledge that those are just our ideas, and they could be quite beautiful, should they come to be? But they're still just ideas. I think it was Kurt Vonnegut once who I saw in an interview, and he's like, yeah, you watch a musician playing an instrument, and there's just no question that they're exactly where they need to be right now. They're so in the moment of playing this instrument. There's no question of doing something else. And our whole lives can be that way. Like, oh, I'm just in this moment. And in this moment I'm clear. It doesn't mean I have to know all the steps that are going to happen or what's actually going to manifest at the end of the road. That's perhaps the trap I've fallen into. Like, oh, I've been given a vision, I see the end, I see it, now I'm working towards it. In a way, it's another egoic fantasy, another fairy tale, another way of really not being in the moment. If you're truly present, there's always clarity in this moment. Doesn't mean you know what's going to happen. That's mind. And commitment, well, maybe the question is how to be committed without attachment to the result. Like, I am present and I'm giving my all. And I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm okay if nothing happens, and I'm okay if it all goes sideways. And there's a difference between being committed to being in the emergent present versus being committed to an idea or of a vision of something. I mean, I think we have this idea of manifestation or success is success is manifesting these things that we want to create. But what if success is being fully present, being in this moment, being open, being loving, being connected? I find it is a tricky question to answer, and probably could go deeper into it at some point than we are right now. Yeah, I've learned from many, many teachers the power of commitment. And once we have a commitment, what doors open when we commit? And when we collectively commit to something, what's possible? There is something powerful that opens up when we commit to something. And at the same time, can we be non-attached? Can we be allowing of the emergent? Can we allow the unknown to influence us? Or our non-mental capacities to be influencing us? Can we allow ourselves to change course when new information comes? It's a paradoxical and weird balance between commitment and aligning and with the unknown and the emergent. So perhaps that'll be a deeper exploration for another time. I like that question and exploration, the paradox of what's the relationship between commitment and aligning with universal intelligence. Can I commit to that alignment? Is there a separate commitment that has relevance? I'm feeling to wind this down. Last call. Any questions or comments? Post them now. Thank you all for watching, staying with me. Anyone that's been live with me in particular, and anyone who's watching later. I feel really grateful to be here, kind of open, exposed, vulnerable in the middle of our virtual town square, so to speak. And happy to be connecting with you. You. Let me know your thoughts. Share in the comments what you'd like more of. What are you curious about? How have you been impacted? What's happening for you in your life? Whatever you want to share. And I'm here every Thursday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, which I think is 5 p.m. Sweden for maybe another week. I'm not sure. And then it'll be 6 time change wise, since I know a few of you are in Sweden. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Malin. Thank you, Annette. Thanks, everyone else. And I'll be here next Thursday sharing something else. Lots of love. Bye-bye.